Hey folks, how are you doing? Welcome to the YouTube show Health Q, the place where our aim is to boost up your health motivation. I hope your recovery with Bell's palsy is going on well. I'm pretty sure you will be fine soon. By the way, if we are meeting for the first time, let me introduce you to myself. I am Dr. Meghna Dave. I'm host of this YouTube channel Health Q and I'm a physiotherapist. And my aim here is to boost up your health motivation. I try to motivate you, I try to inspire you, and try to educate you on different health topics. I try to make you aware on what are the solutions that exist and how you can work on your health problems, particularly different health conditions, to make it more better. So, new here, definitely consider subscribing and make sure that you hit that bell icon so that you can get notified every single time I upload a new video. Now, I know you are going through Bell's palsy. This is a daunting problem. You can feel scared, you can get paranoid, you have lots of questions going around your mind, like when you would be fine soon, when or whether you will smile normally as you were earlier or not. It totally depends on what is the level of Bell's palsy injury. Now, what I'm going to talk about in today's video are the top 5 mistakes that you should avoid while you are recovering from Bell's palsy. Now, looking at the mistakes that you should avoid, the first mistake that you are more prone to make is DIYing your Bell's palsy treatment or being your own doctor. Now, what do I mean by this? There's a lot of information that's available on internet right now. Like you just go to Google or you just YouTube it, you will find way lots of videos on how to exercise for Bell's palsy, how to massage for Bell's palsy, how to stretch your muscles, and even you will find the names of the medications that are prescribed for the management of Bell's palsy. But what I'm trying to say here is all the videos and content that you find on internet is for educational purpose and for awareness purpose. It's to educate you and make you more aware on what exactly the solution exists. They cannot replace the treatment, the real treatment for your Bell's palsy condition. Your treatment can be gained, or you can get a better treatment only through a healthcare professional. You need a closed attention, closed care, and a very customized treatment for your problem based on your history, based on your condition, based on your predisposing health problem that if exist, make a lot of impact on your treatment method, right? So don't fall into this trap of DIYing or just being your doctor and just following whatever is present on internet. Because when you go to a doctor, what you will receive is something which I call it as clarity, confidence, and courage. Clarity of what exactly you need to do for managing your Bell's palsy, very specifically to your condition, right? Which is also called as a personalized care or as a customized care, very focused, you can say, very much dependent on your health, looking at your body, your overall health and well-being, right? So once you gain that clarity, what you get is a confidence that you would be fine soon, and how much time it will take, and you will feel more confident about your recovery process. Instead, overall, like if you just follow on an internet the information that's available on internet, you will always have some doubts whether you're going right or whether you are not going right. Are you going to be okay or not? You will always have doubt. But when you see a doctor, when you meet the doctor in person and discuss about your health problems, I'm pretty sure when you are out of that clinic, you would be way more confident enough in your recovery. Now, this clarity and confidence will give you the courage to go through this problem. There can be some bad days, there can be some delay in the recovery process. You can find some residual impairments, some level of residual things, impacts that stays with Bell's palsy based. It doesn't happen in all the cases, definitely, but sometimes if the injury is more, you might have. But you need that courage to go through all of this, right? And that courage comes when you have this clarity and confidence in your recovery process, and that's only available with your healthcare professional who is ready enough to listen to your problem, whom you feel a good rapport with. That chemistry always exists between a doctor and a patient. So I would highly recommend you to not fall into this trap of DIYing treatment of your own based on the internet information, but going to your doctor and meeting that person and collaborate with your doctor and figure out your problem, right? That's the mistake number one. Mistake number two that you should avoid is not following the advice that your doctor gives. Now, when you will go to your doctor, you will receive some do's and don'ts, list of things that you should do and the list of things that you should avoid. Do take it seriously. Just don't take it for granted, because this will make you more prone to develop some secondary complication which can worsen your condition and even can delay your recovery, right? So, for example, whenever you will go to your doctor, they will tell you to protect your eye from exposure to foreign objects like dust, air, etc. Now, if you don't follow it, you don't patch your eyes, you don't cover your eyes when you go out, just take it for granted, you will end up developing some of the major complications like eye infection. So, don't fall into that trap of just taking the advice that you have got for granted. Take it seriously, at least for the few days, first for early days, because the early days of Bell's palsy are very crucial. They are crucial for your recovery, and at the same time, they are the highest point of time when you will develop some secondary complication. So just don't fall into that, right? Now, the third commonest trap of mistake that everybody fall into is comparing your recovery. Again, I would like to tell, every individual is different. Every individual's Bell's palsy is also different. The cause can vary, the severity can vary, the recovery process can vary based on the immunity system, based on the overall strength of the body, etc. Now, whenever you are recovering from Bell's palsy or going through, in that case, any health problem, you will get a lot of love, caring, support from your family members, the friends, and the people who love you, right? But along with that comes lots of advice, and you tend to compare to the people who give you that advice and also has gone through that same problem. But do ensure, do believe this, that that person, what has happened to him, it's not necessarily the same things will happen to you. So if somebody scares you and say, oh no, I'm still having this problem, that doesn't mean you will also have that residual impact. Or somebody says, I didn't went to doctor, I just follow some exercises, I did just something that I found on internet. Don't believe in that as well, because that might have worked for him, but it's not necessary that it will work for you as well, right? So just don't fall into that trap. Believe in your doctor, believe in yourself. Do listen, take advices. I'm not telling that every advice is wrong, but put some brain what exactly that person is saying that applies to your situation or not. Take it very tactically, very logically. That will help you out in faster recovery. Mistake that you should avoid is making Bell's palsy as a source of misery or else a cause of some superstitious thing, right? Now, although we are living in this very modern era, still there are people who attach the stigma of superstition with health problems like Bell's palsy or some other health condition. Who are still living in 21st century. This is just another health problem like any other health problem that can happen. Don't ever attach this to a source of misery or stigma. This is very similar to a challenge that you will face in your life. So don't just attach yourself with the stigma, because this will worsen your condition. It will not contribute to your recovery. So that was the fourth, basically what you call the mistake that you are prone to develop while recovering from Bell's palsy. Just don't fall into that. Now, the mistake number 5 is losing faith, giving up. Sometimes Bell's palsy can take way more longer. It can take more years, it can take more months, it can take more weeks. But that doesn't mean that you will be not fine, you will get worse or your problem will get worse. Definitely there are some conditions, there are some situations where the Bell's palsy injury is more. So you might have some residual impairments, but that doesn't mean that you should just lose faith or just give up or just take it as a source of sorrow. On the contrary, if you take this as a challenge that life has thrown to you, take as an opportunity to discover new possibilities, discover something more about you. You will learn about your own strengths, your own abilities. Like, just imagine if Bell's palsy wouldn't have happened, you could have faced some challenge in your career. It's very similar. A challenge that comes in your career or in relationships, or a lot of things are there, right? Or this is also a challenge that life has thrown to you. So take it in a positive way. Take a proactive stance. Take a more strong approach. Take it as a challenge that you are going to take it, and you are going to just beat it and crush it and move ahead. So I know whatever I have said in this video is very easy said than done, but if you believe in yourself and you are taking it as a positive sense, I'm pretty sure you will have way lot of learnings out of this. I know you have your goals, I know you have your own life, your own dream, but this is a part of it. Take it as a part of a challenge, a journey which you are going through, and you have to try coming out of it in the best possible way. I am always there behind you to cheer you up. All the best for your recovery, and I would be the happiest person in the earth to know about your recovery journey and how well you came out of this. So if you have suffered ever from Bell's palsy and have come out of it with the flying colors, or you took it as a challenge and just overcome it, just do share with your stories with me. I would love to hear them out. So now it's your turn to go to the comment section, and in the comment section share your stories and say yes if you have won your fight against Bell's palsy. So on that note, see you next week in another video, another topic. Till that time, believe in yourself and constantly keep working on your Bell's palsy recovery. All the best. Get well soon.